YouTube. So, long time no see. I know it's been a while. It has been kind of a hectic couple of months, if not year, for everybody, not just me. I know it's been crazy. COVID has really just threw us all for a loop. So, I have no excuses for not being gone. Um, it's just kind of been kind of hard coming up with ideas to talk about, and then you've got work, you've got dealing with a pandemic, just life in general. It was just kind of hard to keep up. So, but I did have a topic that I wanted to talk about today. Since today, as you can see, it is my birthday today. It is October 9th. This video probably will not be uploaded today because I've got a few things I'm going to do, even though I'm not in a birthday mood whatsoever. It's been a very hard few weeks, and especially week. I got a new job a couple of months ago, and it's been hard transitioning from working from home to going into an office, and not even just an office, it's like 30 minutes away. So to get used to driving every day and interacting with people face to face, like haven't had to do that for over a year now. And that has definitely been a process within itself. And then I found out a month ago that I was pregnant. And that's been exciting, exhausting, but exciting, and also scary. So, any of you that follow me or know me, especially, you know that a few years ago in 2018, October, I miscarried my first, which was very hard. And so, obviously, this time around, it was scary. And then you take into it, the fact that last time I kept it kind of secretive because I wanted to surprise everybody and I wanted the right time to do that. Definitely wanted to surprise my mom on her birthday, which is November 1st. And I ended up losing the baby October 13th of that year. So that didn't happen. It didn't go as planned. So this time around, once I got confirmation, not from just a stick, but from the doctor that, yeah, I was pregnant, I told everybody. I didn't care because I wanted everybody in on that joy. I didn't want to keep that to myself and then have to tell people the fallout if that were to happen like I did last time. So we fast forward with this pregnancy from when I found out in September to a week ago, October 1st. I am bleeding. So, of course, scared. I go to the ER. When I get to the ER, I don't know if any of you have been in this situation where you go to the ER and everything seems rushed. Everything seems kind of, well, this is this. What do you want to do? I felt that way from the last time when I miscarried, where it just seems like, okay, there's no heartbeat. So, like, what do you want to do about it? Like, very minimal bedside manner, but also just very rushed to make you feel like we kind of need this bed, so we need you to get out the way. And it's also very conflicting because I'm looking at my phone of the results of the ultrasound that says suspicious, but does not indicate fetal death, but yet you have a doctor come in and tell you miscarriage. Already had a ultrasound set up for yesterday, October 8th. So you're like, so even in the ER, they said, we recommend you have a follow-up ultrasound. And, I'm like, well, I've already got that set anyway. So bleeding has not stopped. Still hasn't. Do my ultrasound yesterday. Doctor says the same thing. Baby's only measuring at about 5 weeks. Depending on what you go by, either the measurements in the ultrasound or cycle kind of differs. Go by my cycle, should be about 9 weeks. Go by measurements from my first ultrasound, I should be at about 7. The lady who did my ultrasound, she did make me feel a little better of where the differences come from, as far as maybe my ovulation to conception, that sometimes it can throw off what the actual due date is, and how far along you are in a pregnancy. So baby's measuring at just 5 weeks and 3 days right now. And the doctor's like, I'm all for anybody who wants to have follow-up ultrasounds. Like, it's whatever you want to do at this point, but it does look like a miscarriage. And I said, I want to give it another week. If you get a heartbeat in 6 weeks and it's measuring at 5 weeks and 3 days, they deserve a week to see if anything happens. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because when it comes to topics like this, it's not talked about often. And I feel like if it was talked about often, when I had my first, I wouldn't have been as shocked. I still would have been as heartbroken. I still would have been depressed. But because it's not talked about often, I didn't know how common that it is. I didn't know that there's 1 in 4. I didn't know that there were women who've gone through this multiple times, other than when you hear about a celebrity like Gabrielle Union or people who were close to me. Other than that, it's not something that's talked about, and I think that it should. And that's honestly what I kind of want to make my page about, since I had kind of issues of wondering what to talk about. I want to talk about the issues that nobody wants to touch, or are taboo or swept under the rug. I really feel like this is something that should be talked about. And when I look back on this, there's some sort of guilt that comes with it, which I know probably a lot of women go through. What did I do? Was it something I ate? Was I stressed out, and did that affect it? You know, people are asking, "Well, are you stressed?" And the way that I am and how I'm wired, I kind of go, when am I not stressed? Like, I feel like that's my normal state of being. That's not good, but at the same time, it's just like my stress levels go haywire all the time, that I don't know what it feels like to not be stressed about something. I had to go back to therapy, definitely. But it's not even the guilt of that. There was something that triggered me when I came home from the ER, and that was looking at a Facebook post that someone posted that said something to the effect of that if you celebrate something too early, you let negativity in. And I thought to myself, like, for half a second, is that what I did? And I felt guilty about that. And I started thinking, like, on whose earth should someone feel guilty for wanting to celebrate something positive, no matter how early, how late, or whatever, what have you? On whose earth does somebody see that as something that's bad? And like I said, I felt so horrible, not horrible, but I felt like when I lost the first one, and nobody knew until after it happened, that nobody got to feel that little small moment of joy that I had. All they got was the negative after, was, hey guys, I was pregnant, now I'm not. And I didn't want that. I wanted people to be there with me on this journey, and especially after losing the first. I wanted a win, and I wanted people to be included in that win. And there's no way I should have felt guilty for wanting to share that with people. So I did. I felt a little guilty about that. And I know, I feel like it's pointless. Like I said, even if I go with the measurements of the first ultrasound, and even if I compare that with what my cycle says, how far along I should be, that's still a 2 week difference. And I know in my heart of hearts, and I don't really want to say it out loud, I'm not going to cry. Because I did my makeup and it's my birthday. I'm not going to cry. I know in my heart of hearts that it's pointless. I know that. But I also know that if a heartbeat is felt in 6 weeks and he is measuring 5, that this kid deserves a week. It deserves a week to see if he's there. And it also makes me feel bad for the first, because with the first, I never got an ultrasound until I was having a miscarriage. Never had an ultrasound. So I had no clue that there could be a difference in telling your due date from your period and telling a due date from the measurement in an ultrasound. I never knew there was a difference. Never knew. I never got a measurement from when I was in the ER. So what if, even though I was reading at 9 weeks, who knows what the measurement was? Nobody told me. Who knows that maybe even if I thought I was 9 weeks, that maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was only 5 weeks. Maybe I was only 6. I don't know. I never got that ultrasound until he was gone. So yeah, it's just something that I know I needed to talk about. And I know there's other people who are going through it and probably need to hear it. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to try and enjoy my birthday. I'm going to try and focus on the positive. And even in that negative, there's still a positive. And that positive is my doctor told me there's a possibility that I could have some type of blood clotting disease that keeps a baby from growing. So it's nice to know that I could possibly find a solution, and then I can try again because I know a solution. Or if not, alternative routes. Or if not, know that maybe this just isn't my life, that maybe that's just isn't what my life is supposed to be. That sucks, because why would you give me something and take it away? But that's up to the universe to decide, not me. I've got my fingers crossed for the best news in a week. But even if not, I know I've got answers coming, hopefully. So I'm sorry that my first YouTube back is something sad, but it's real life. That's what happens, and that's what I want my channel to be about, is real life. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, all down there. But definitely thank you so much for listening to all of my friends, and also want to give a special shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. To have all these arms around me, whether they're physical or virtual, it has been the only reason I've made it this far without completely breaking. I did when I left the ER, but since then I've felt so much love and uplifting from people that you guys have really carried me for this past week. And I know you guys will continue to carry me, and I definitely appreciate and love you for that. So until next time, YouTube, which hopefully will not be a year from now, but definitely until next time. Later.